Hello everybody, welcome back to the Commonwealth. Now, the last episode we built this little treehouse thing and I thought I was finished with this area, but then I had a look around and I just see a lot of potential here. So we have this little covey thing, we have a peninsula here that isn't really utilized, we have this boat that's very characterful, we have a little cliff over here, and I was just looking at this little area and I just thought we could utilize the space a little bit better and just fill it in and make it maybe a little village. So with that in mind, I'm going to try and keep the theme of our little tree house here with the plants and everything, but we're going to try and transform this little covey thing into a little village and see how it turns out. Alrighty, so after a little bit of time we have our first structure here. It is a house built on top of this sunken boat here. So I've just kind of used the barrels as kind of supports to try and get the floor as flat as possible, but you can see we do have a bit of a dip between the main structure and I guess that little bit at the end. And we have a little jetty here just to get to the entranceway. So we'll probably chuck a little boat or something here as well. And let's just go have a peek inside. So it is kind of sectioned off here, so I'm guessing this little area over here would be maybe a toilet or something. And I do want to add some kind of like bridge to across there because I do intend to build something on those rocks, maybe on stilts or something, but we'll see how that goes. And then over here, this is the main living area. I might also try and smooth out the floor a little bit, maybe put some plywood down or something. And then over here is probably going to be where a bedroom's going to go. So a first quick little house. I think next we'll go for something over here, or maybe that one up on the rocks. We'll see how it goes. And just like that, we have another building. So here we have it. I have put it on the rocks here. I've just made a walkway going up to it. And this one is kind of unique. I've sort of built it on different layers of the rock face itself. And then if you come in here, the layout is kind of strange. So because I want to integrate plants, I've sort of made this kind of atrium thing in the middle of the building. It's just like an empty section where I want to put a tree right in the middle. So from outside you'll see the roof and then sort of a billowing tree coming out the top. So that's the idea with this thing. And then if you come through here, you kind of have a nice little deck piece here to look out on the village itself. And then you come through here, we'll have a space for a kitchen. I might move that wall in a little bit just to give us a little bit more space. And then in here again, a bedroom of some kind. And we do, as I like to include, a space for a lavatory. So this is this building, and I want to add at least one more, maybe two. So maybe at the end of the peninsula, and then maybe something here just to sort of cap off this area. So we'll see you in a minute. Okay, so I have returned and we have put in a couple of new buildings here. So both these buildings are kind of utilizing stilts and trees to try and replicate what I'm sort of doing over here. But we have this one over here, so I've got a couple of dead trees here, or actually three I think. And then just added some supports underneath. And this one is accessed via this ladder here. Now inside is not exactly spacious. And the same can be said for the other one as well. But we can certainly make something up here. And this one has some good views as well. Let's go check out the other one. This is kind of difficult because I don't have the menus toggled. So I can't actually see. Okay, it's not working out for me. Let's put that back on. There we go. I just like to toggle them off so we get the full view. There you go, and we'll get this guy. So I might hook up some kind of bridge from here to where that I guess deck piece finishes over there. I'll get rid of that kind of railing there. Maybe a rope bridge would be good. But let's go check out this other one. Go for a swim. So you can see here I've used more dead trees as kind of stilts, and then just filled in the other gaps. Just to make it look, I guess, realistic. And we have a nice walkway up here. And again, not super spacious, but we can make it work. So yeah, I'm not too sure how this is gonna how we're going to do the fit out, but at least we have something here. So I think the fundamentals of the village, it is a small village, are here. I don't want to put too many buildings in. I want to kind of keep the vibe, so I don't want to just populate it with a bunch of random buildings. So we'll just sort of keep these kind of character-filled buildings as we have it, and then now I can work on actually fitting them out and making them look good. So let's get into it. Well, I decided the first order of business was to spice up the exterior, and this is what I've got so far. So I tried to replicate what I was doing over there in our first build, just with the bushes, the rocks and things, and just the hanging vines and things like that. So we got a bunch of, I guess, dead tree stumps and this fallen tree over here. This particular building was a little bit hard to try and figure out how I can integrate the plants, but I decided to do these kind of hanging boxes underneath. It's kind of a random kind of thing, but I think it kind of adds a little bit of character. I was going to do maybe something on the roof, but then I've already decided to do something over there. So I didn't want to kind of replicate it for each building. I kind of want to keep it as unique as possible for each building. So this is what I kind of landed on. And I think it looks okay. Probably could develop it a little bit more, but I think for now it's alright. And then underneath I just put kind of this seaweed stuff just for some more interest. And the rocks really kind of help as well. And then over here, I went a bit crazy. We have there is actually a little bit of land underneath there, a little bit of a sandbar. So these aren't just sort of floating in the water. So I've got these little trees here, and then I put a bunch of these seaweed bits around as well. Just collecting, and put the little boat in like I mentioned as well. And up here we do have kind of like a roof garden. It's kind of got its own supports because the roof is on an angle. So I just sort of flattened that off, put some dirt up there, and then just put a bunch of random plants. And we did also have kind of this hanging vine stuff. Let's just go through here. So it kind of caps off this this walkway area quite nicely, I think. And as I mentioned before, I probably will delete this end railing and then do some kind of connection over to that part over there where the ladder is, just so we have easy connection between those two buildings. You don't have to walk around kind of the whole cove bit. And over here we've got more boatage and just a bunch of plants, making this place look very jungly. I really like this kind of walkway where you have the ferns on either side, and then obviously more hanging stuff over here. I probably will develop this a little bit more, maybe put some more plants underneath, kind of vines and things going up the dead trees there. But right now it's looking pretty decrepit looking and almost like kind of melting into the background. And over here, this is probably my least favorite in terms of the bushes and things. I kind of tried to make it look overgrown, but because it's on the rocks, it's hard to kind of pull that off because there's no dirt or anything. And then just having the vines kind of like hanging off the side of the walls there, I'm not completely sold on that. We'll just have to play with it and see how it goes. And we do have a tree now poking its way up through the atrium area here. It is floating. I'll probably put a little bit of dirt or something down there, and then put some potted plants, and then maybe a central planter there for the tree to be growing out of. So that won't stay like that, but I'm pretty happy how that tree kind of fills in that space. So in terms of exterior plant development, I think we are pretty much there. I just want to add a little bit more stuff, but I think I'm pretty happy with, in terms of the exterior plants, I'm pretty happy with where it is right now. Obviously I do want to develop this area a little bit more, and I want to put some plants down along here as well. And there's this section here. I've been trying to play with trees and things to try and like cover up this kind of empty space, and it hasn't been very successful. I have another idea which I want to try out, which is not tree related, but it should help with the kind of general idea of this place. So we'll just have to wait and see how that kind of turns out. But for now, I think I might focus my attention on the interiors and get these places looking like they're actually lived in. We're back, and kind of taking off where we left off. Let's have a look inside here. We have some stuff. And yeah, just sort of dotted some stuff around the hallway here, just to try and make it look a little bit more lived in. You can see we've got a toilet now. You come through here, we have some dirt now. And as you can see, as I mentioned before, we have a planter to try and cover up that floating tree. And not executed the nicest. Unfortunately, I can't select the dirt to move it around to try and make it a little bit nicer. I don't know why, but that is staying there for now. And we do have a ladder going up to the roof there because we do have some planters up there as well. And let's just close this one up. Let's go this way. If we come through here, open this one up, we do have some plants here now, just sort of lined up on the edge there, plus somewhere to sit and look over the village, as we mentioned before. And oh, we actually have some lighting now, so if you can see down there, we do have some lamps dotted around the place. And if you come through this door here, we have a small tidy little kitchen and somewhere to sit and eat, and somewhere for the bottles, some shelving, and we have a bedroom. So we put a bunch of kind of random stuff in here. Definitely could be developed a little bit more, but let's move on and see what the other buildings look like. Okay, so let's make our way down here, and we got some flamingos. I have started to develop the exterior, and see these little gnome things? I've dotted a bunch of them kind of as like an Easter egg, so you might see a few more poking their heads out from some of the bushes. And we have a rope bridge, so I've got this one hooked up, as I mentioned before, exactly where I wanted it to go, and it lined up pretty good. Yeah, so I kind of like that. Let's have a quick look up here. This one it's a little bit different. It's not vanilla, shall we say. I wanted to have something a little bit kind of weird, a little bit of a fun little Easter eggy thing. So we have a kind of a normal kind of cooking space, and you can see there's a mattress on the floor over there, but we have this. So we have kind of, the owner of this house has set up an altar to whether this little cat has existed, the owner of is kind of dedicated this little space to it or not, or if they just like cats, I don't know. But you can see we have a little altar and some food placed out, and I'm thinking I might set up an NPC to be doing some kind of weird praying or something to it, just to sort of finish this one out. But let's go have a look at the other spaces. Managed to get onto this ladder without using the menus or the HUD. That's good. And let's come through here. So over here, as we mentioned before, we do have a dunny. That's an Australian word. A toilet and curtains sort of blocking it off. Pretty simple in here. And on the other side of the wall, we have a little shower space. Kind of clean yourself up there with some more curtains. You know I love the curtains. And come around here, you can see we've got a nice little living space and kitchen and a little table here. And down there, as I mentioned before, a space for a bedroom with plenty of features. And let's come through back the main door. Oh, I'm stuck. Let me get through. Let's just shut this door. Open this one. Close it up. And let's go check out quickly this last one. We do have a door, as I showed before. But yeah, a little small table, a bed, and a little kitchen. We managed to utilize that space with a fridge slash shelf there. And we did get a little bathroom and shower in as well, so that's really good. And there is a pump grebe on the other side of the wall as well, just to make it look legit. Okay, so the interiors are pretty much done. I could probably put a little bit more in there, but as I mentioned before, I do want to add a little divider thing over there on the rocks there. I will get onto that, but I also want to develop the exterior a little bit more. I want to make it a little bit more magical. I got to get some people in here as well, and let's see the final part of the video, how it turns out. Alrighty, we are back, and the final part of the video here. I just wanted to add a little bit of life and a little more stuff into our little scene here. So we have villagers, and this person is feeding the fish. And we have more stuff over here. We have actual animals, so we got some deer dotted around the place, and dogs, because who doesn't like doggos? And we got some folks sort of, I guess, harvesting fruit and stuff. Over here, we just replaced the fence to a little bit more. Well, this is called a farmer's fence. I'm just going to toggle the free cam here. Just move around so that it matches our fence over here. Okay, so you might have noticed in the last part of the video we got flamingos as well, just to give a bit of color in this area. This person has been out fishing, as you can see, and they're just hanging out on the docks, and you might notice that there are fish, in fact, in our little cove as well. So this place is very fishy. Let's go... Oh, we got some netting there as well. Let's go this way, because I like using this walkway. Okay. Alrighty, so that guy's having a barbecue there, eating some stuff on his little jetty there. I also put some fencing there as well. And you might notice we have a waterfall. So I mentioned before that I wanted to put something in this space, and I wasn't happy with how the trees were looking. So I decided to put a waterfall there. If we just toggle the free cam here, I basically just kind of insinuated that there was like a hole in the rock and there's some kind of spring coming out. And I just had it sort of cascading down, and then it comes out here at the bottom. This actual area, I think, is actually like the start of a river system that goes out to the coast. So that kind of plays into the idea that this is, I guess, one of the sources of the water there. If you are wondering about how I kind of made the waterfall effect here, if you download the SOE, I think that's Settlement Object Expansion mod, they do have a pool section with some water effects, and I basically just put a bunch of them sort of cascading down on some pre-installed, is that the right word? I don't know. Pre-installed rocks. So I kind of just moved the water fountains around to kind of match the shape of the rocks. It looks okay from back here, but if you get too close, it kind of looks a little bit janky. So we'll just stay in this area. You might have noticed also I did sort of change up the jungliness of this area, just cover up some of the ugliness we had before. And we are on toggle free cam, which means that the textures aren't very good, but we'll just fly up here, and now we have a villager. I don't know what he's doing. It's actually, the animation is for somebody that's like kneeling, hostage kneeling, but I thought it kind of suited. He's kind of doing some weird chanty thingy, maybe trying to resurrect his kitten or dead cat or whatever. Anyway, so as well as a waterfall, I just spent a bit of time just putting some more fences in, just to kind of give you that enclosed feeling, doing a little bit more plant work, and then just trying to make this whole area look a little bit more lived in and kind of set into the scene itself. Well folks, I think we'll wrap this one up here. I'm really glad that we were able to utilize this space a little bit better, instead of just having our original building just sort of sitting there by itself. I hope I was able to carry the theme of the original building through to the rest of the village there, kind of integrating the plants and then also setting them into the scene that they are in. If you enjoyed this one, please drop us a like, and if you are feeling extra generous, a subscription as well. And if you have any questions on this or any other build, you can leave them below and I'll do my best to get to them. And as per the usual, I'll plug the Discord. Jump on the main channel page and you can find a link to our Discord server. Go over there and contribute. You can post your own builds, as well as give me video suggestions and just contribute to the community at large. And on that note, thank you for joining me on this video, and I hope to see you on the next one, and have a good day.